Hey guys, good morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. How y'all doing? First comment from Ooh going, ooh, ee. How y'all doing? Alright, well, the previous chapter released last week, and so cool. We are blank slate. It feels so good, doesn't it? Feels so good to start with just like a blank slate, and we're a brand new chapter, so that's what we're doing today. Woo! というわけで早速始めましょう。Alright, let's get started, I guess. Sup, man? Sup? OK、遺伝子治療とは最先端医療である。Okay, so like, you guys will see. I tweeted about this because like, okay, like when I make like tweets going like we'll be doing this in an hour. I have my 1 hour before tweet, right? And then like I put like a little like catch copy in there, like a little detail in there. In order to decide what I put for the catch copy, I take like a quick look, right? And I see like this time I see that it starts off going like gene therapy is the cutting edge of treatment, of medical treatment. You know, and so that's why for my tweet I put like, okay, looks like we're gonna start off today researching gene therapy. Fuck me. But apparently that's not what it's gonna be. Apparently that's not really how it's gonna go. You're gonna see. But anyways, let's get started. よし。遺伝子治療というと体の遺伝子を書き換えるみたいなイメージを抱くがちょっと違う。The general image of this is generally misunderstood. This is commonly this treatment method is commonly misunderstood as completely overwriting someone's genes, someone's DNA. Let's go DNA, because we want to get technical. But the truth is slightly different. Okay, so first, as always, there's repetition in source text that we are replacing. Okay. And みたいなイメージを抱く。イメージ means like image, right? So obviously this is waseigo, right? So we're instead of saying like it has the image of being, you know, this, we can say like it's commonly misunderstood because that's the implication. Like, it has the image, but that's not what it is, right? ちょっと違う。So it's not what it is, right? So that means it's a misunderstanding. So there we go. And if you hear rumblings in the background, it's because it's raining here in Hong Kong today. The rain has subsided quite a bit now. It rained like very heavily when I woke up at like 6 o'clock this morning. And the sky was super dark. And like, it was so funny. Cause like, so I live with my sister, okay? And like, whenever she wakes up, like she would use her like Google Home thingy to tell her the weather for the day. And then today, like the Google Home thingy was like the weather, it's gonna be rainy. The wind will be like 50, I don't know, 50 something, 50 meters per second, 50 feet, I don't know, 50 something. And then like I heard all the way from her room going like, "Fuck me!" I laughed so hard because I stay home the whole day. Anyway, so it's still raining out there. So if you hear the rain, that's what it is, and there's like lightning and thunder. It's rumbling. So don't worry about it. Okay. みきおちゃんの先天性遺伝子疾患相反病. So this is a made-up word. Clearly, it seems to be based off of this word, 四半病, which is purpura. But this is kusa, as I'm sure pretty much everybody who watches my streams probably would know. This is kusa. But when it's together, as I'm sure you probably also know, most Japanese words have two pronunciations. There's the onyomi and there's the kunyomi. You don't really have to remember the names if you don't know them already, but basically, so when it's by itself, when grass is just grass, it's read as kusa, which I'm sure most of you already know. But when it's together in a word, when it's together in a word, it's commonly read as so. So, for example, like sori, zori. So that's the sandals, right? Like this. That would be zori. So it's used in both ways, but like this is also one way to pronounce the word, the character for kusa. Okay. So here it seems, because this word is, so like basically when it's together like this one is murasaki, normally murasaki, that's for purple, but when the onyomi is shi. So we replace this word with kusa, then it makes more sense to read as so hanbyo, so and then hanbyo. Alright, so there we go. みきおちゃんの先天性遺伝子疾患相反病は簡単に言えば遺伝子がバグって毒を生産するようになってしまっている病気だ。自分の体が自分を殺す毒を生産してしまう。Heat outside, I prefer the rain. Look, the rain is fine when you're indoors and you can laugh at other people. The rain sucks like balls when you have to go outside and you're commuting and your socks get all wet and you have to stay in the office an entire day with your wet socks inside your shoes. That's terrible too. At least when it's hot, when you get indoors and there's aircon, then you're like, fine, cool. But the rain basically debuffs you for the rest of your day with your wet socks and your wet clothes. みきょちゃんず先天性疾患 Let's go genetic disorder, I think, right? Congenital, okay, fine. Congenital disorder. Congenital. Genetic disorder, fine. What do we call it? What did we call it? Grass spot disease. Grass spot disease was basically an illness, a condition where her genes bugged out and caused her body to create poison. So normally, in this case, I wouldn't use the word bug out because, we're talking medical stuff. So normally I would go, like a mutated. That's the correct word for genetic disorders, right? But here, because the author is using bug out, and this is not a common way to say it in Japanese either, which means this is intentional. So I want to preserve this somehow. So I want to preserve the word bug somehow. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, was basically a condition where her genes caused her body to create poison, where her genes were bugged, where her bugged out genes, where she had out genes that was causing her cursing, causing her body to create poison. Yeah. That were. My bad. 自分の体が自分を殺す毒を生産してしまう。Own body was manufacturing poison that was killing her. I mean, this is a sad thing with illnesses and stuff, right? Like, this happens quite often, isn't it? Sometimes the human body isn't the best. Not just with this weird made up diseases. Pretty much all autoimmune diseases are pretty sad. 放置すれば毒で死ぬから定期的に毒中和するお薬を注射して生きながらえている。If left alone, she would die from the poison. So, her life was being prolonged through periodic injections of medicine that serve to nullify the poison. Let's see. 放置すれば毒で死ぬ。If left alone, she would die from the poison. So, 生きながらえている means it's hard to explain. 生きながらit means basically being prolonged. You're being allowed to continue living, right? You're being helped to continue living. So life is being prolonged, basically. 定期的に so periodically. 毒を中和するお薬 medicine that serves to nullify the poison. Is there a different word for nullify? Is poison nullified? Negate. There we go. Neutralize. There we go. Even better. Okay, let's see. この薬を注射するときに保存液も一緒に体内に入るわけだが、この保存液が弱毒性でみきおちゃんの体に負担をかけている。Oh, hold on, let's make this bigger. I forgot to make this bigger this time. Okay, that's a bit too big. There we go. Hope that's easier to see. However, when this medicine was injected, this medicine had to be injected together with preservatives. And this preservative was also slightly poisonous. We're not starting with this chapter is not starting off with any laughs. This is just sad. Hey, oh. この保存液. So in Japanese, it specifies that the preservatives is liquid, but honestly, it doesn't really matter, I don't think, because it's being injected. So you know the whole thing is liquid, whatever, man. It doesn't matter if the preservative itself is liquid or not. It could be liquid itself, or it could be a non-liquid that is dissolved into liquid. But then at that point, it's pretty much liquid, right? So whatever. Okay. ミカちゃんの体に負担をかけているです。It's taking certain toll on her body. And this preservative was also slightly poisonous, which in turn caused a toll on her body. "強い毒を放置して大ダメージを食らって死ぬより弱い毒を受け入れて小ダメージに抑え込む方がまだマシというわけだ。In other words, rather than leaving the powerful poison alone and taking significant damage from it, it was preferable to 受け入れる accept to deal with, to live with put up with the weaker poison so as to suppress the damage. No, let's look at the sentence again. I don't like it. In other words, in short, it was more preferable putting up with the weaker poison and its insignificant and its comparatively effects was more preferable to suffering the effects from the stronger poison and dying. Something like that. こんなもんかな。I feel like there's another way to completely rework the sentence that makes it sound better, but it's not coming to mind. I have a feeling there is a way. It's not coming to mind. Never mind. Let's move on. 長い間根本的解決ができなかった相反病だが、遺伝子治療がそれを解決する。Long time, treatment plan had been only dealing with the symptoms of her disease instead of only dealing with the symptoms instead of the disease itself. However, gene therapy was now going to change all of that. Nope, I do not like that sentence. However, there was now a solution in the form of gene therapy. A bit better. ミカちゃんの体が毒を生産するのはもうどうしようもない。だから薬を生産する遺伝子を持った細胞をぶち込んで常に毒を中和し続けるようにするのだ。There we go. That's basically that's where we're going with this. There was nothing to be done about Mikko-chan's body creating poison. Therefore, だからthe solution. I wanted to use the word solution, but we used it up here. Oh dear. What are we going to do? The solution, therefore, see, like it will be like this. The solution, therefore, was to inject genes into her that would cause her body to create the antibodies, not antibodies, anti-poison, antidote. There we go. That would cause her body to create the antidote to the poison. Now, however, things were gonna change. Things will change now. Things with gene therapy in the picture, however, things were completely different. Gene therapy would change this. See, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because of the chronology that is implied in the sentence, right? It implies that gene therapy would change this, whereas it's supposed to be in the past tense. Like the tense itself is fine, the chronology doesn't work. 遺伝子治療が、for the longest time Okay, I want a different word for treat or treatment. Care, therapy, healing, medication, administrations, remedy. Because I want to use the word treating here instead of treating it directly. Treatment plan is a word, isn't it? Curing. Yes. Instead of curing it directly, yes. Gene therapy was a game changer. No, that's not quite what it is, isn't it? ちょっと違うね、これ。ちょい違う。This is where gene therapy came in. Nah, that's not it. Oh dear. I'm really struggling with this sentence, man. It's not the research that's screwing me up. I thought it would be the research that was screwing me up this stream, but it's these random sentences that pop out of nowhere. Let's do that. I guess let's do that. Whatever. Screw it. Moving on. The solution therefore was to inject genes into her that would inject DNA into her that would cause her body to create the antidote to the poison so that it to constantly neutralize it. There we go. 体内で薬を生産できれば弱毒性の保存液でダメージを食らう心配はない。Since the medicine would be created within her own body, there would be no need to continue introducing the poisonous preservatives into her body. No, see, no. See, that becomes repetitive. Being created within her own body meant there would eliminated the need for continued exposure to the poisonous preservatives. Creating medicine within her own body eliminated the need for continued exposure to the poisonous preservatives. No longer would her body be under stress. That's a bit better. ちょい良くなった気がする。 結局相反病そのものは治らないが、病状を完全に打ち消して健康でいられるようになる、実質治ったようなもの、そういう治療法だ。In the end, her grass whatever it was it grass spot disease would not be healed. It would remain, but its effects would be permanently negated, allowing her to live a healthy life. So effectively, it would be treated. That was the treatment plan. That was the idea. That was the sort of treatment plan it was. そういう治療法。To live a healthy life. There we go. 詳しくは聞いてもわからないが、なんか、oh fuck me. Oh fuck me. We gotta read out. Okay. 詳しくは聞いてもわからないが、なんか、骨髄細胞を取り出して段階的に複数種類のベクターを作用させ、遺伝子を書き換え、分子工学に基づいて設計された独創分解機能を持つ酵母を生産するようにした上で再移植するとかなんとか、そういうのの呪文みたいなメカニズムらしい。すごい。This is even 酵母です。酵素です。エンザイム。詳しくは聞いてもわからないが wasn't like I would under. Or let's just go. I didn't understand the full details, but apparently it was based on okay, now how are we gonna do this? Now we're gonna do it's 3 freaking lines of technical jargon. How are we gonna translate this? Okay, let's do this by breaking it up, okay? Let's definitely break it up. 骨髄細胞 is marrow cells, right? I believe marrow cells. Yes, marrow cells. を取り出して So extract marrow cells. 段階的に So there's step by step.複数種類のベクタールをvaried vectors. Let's go a variety of vectors or multiple vectors. Probably multiple vectors is probably the better technical term, right? Multiple vectors, and vectors is, you know, a vector is the I don't know how to explain it. It's the injection thing. It's the therapy thing. を作用させ、遺伝子を書き換え、overwrite the DNA. He just got done saying it's not overwriting the DNA. But now he's talking about overwriting the DNA. Oh well, whatever. 分子工学とは What is this? Molecular engineering. There we go. Molecular engineering. That sentence に基づいて設計された designed based on 毒素分解機能毒素 toxin 分解disaggregating whatever that's the most technical term in this list over here so ability function を持つ考古 my bad 考古 enzyme okay so I think we can we can combine all of this okay enzyme を生産する so this is produce so enzyme No, seisan. The thing that's being seisan is the enzyme. Okay, so no. Let's leave this for later. Boo, go away. Point, go away. Enzyme with the function of disaggregating toxins. Fuck me. There we go. Okay. Seisan suru, so that's produce. Produce. So that produce is probably gonna go with that DNA. So the DNA is gonna produce enzyme. Okay. 生産するようにした上で再移植。This is Is DNA injected? See, I knew, so we do have to do research. Gene therapy. Inject DNA. Is it? Introduce genetic material. Reintroduce. There we go. Reintroduce. Okay, now we have to take this and make a sentence out of it. Yay us! Yay us! Fuck my life! Extract marrow cells to why marrow cells? Is it supposed to be stem cells are in the marrow? Marrow cells. Stem. Bone marrow stem cells. Yes, it is stem cells. Extract bone marrow stem cells. Dude, man, like okay, like this is the sort of thing where like you wouldn't have been able to get it from the source text. This is stuff that you have to know by yourself. Okay, so this is why you should listen to biology class in school. Extract bone marrow cells. Let's see. Ruby says, "Yeah, Taishi, first time catching you live. Unfortunately, won't keep you company for too long. It's kind of late here. No problem. Thank you for dropping in. Really appreciate it. Thank you." Okay, extract bone marrow stem cells and overwrite their DNA with sequences that could produce enzymes, engineering to produce toxins. This is a lot of ideas to put into one sentence. But we our usual technique, our usual we have like a tool in the shed, which is if the sentence is long, break that shit up. But we can't do that here because this is very obviously intentional. So we have to do it intentionally as well. So we have to keep it in the same sentence as well. Sequences that could produce enzymes designed with molecular engineering to disaggregate the toxins. We're missing this. And this, but this is at the end. Because obviously this is to reintroduce the cells into her body, right? So this is at the end. We will talk about it at the end. Step by step, multiple vectors. Using multiple vectors. That could... And using multiple vectors in a multi-step process various extract bone marrow stem cells and using various vectors in a multi-step process overwrite their DNA with sequences that could produce enzymes designed with molecular engineering to disaggregate the toxins and then reintroduce those cells back into her body. I think we sort of have it, right? I think we sort of got it right. Apparently it was based on the idea of extracting bone marrow stem cells and using various factors in a process overriding their DNA with sequences that could produce enzymes designed with molecular engineering to disaggregate the toxins and reintroducing those cells back into her body. Oh. No, fuck me, whatever. とかなんとかそういう呪文みたいな mechanism. So here we can break this. Here we can put this into a different sentence. これなら違うセンテンスに入れられる。Honestly, it all sounded like a spell to me. More than anything. Does the term disaggregate toxin exist? I don't know. What does disaggregate even mean? Separating the component parts. Okay, that's probably no. Hey, here. To break up or apart. Molecules of a gel disaggregate. So let's break it down. Or it would disassemble be better. Honestly, man. Fine, let's go break down. Fine. I wanted to sound technical. But okay, you have a point, I suppose. Alright. すごい. Honestly, it sounded like a spell or something. It sounded like a spell to me or something. すごい、is let's just go down. Yeah, let's just go down. It's like an impressed. Damn. Damn, guys. Yep, there we go. I think that gets across the feeling of being impressed, right? ミキオパパは娘と遊んだり話したりする時間すべて放置して、代わりに娘の病気を治すことに全振りしてきた人だ。ミキオちゃん father, dad was someone who had completely foregone all playing with and his daughter and developing a relationship with her. For in lieu of. No, that's not it. I'm thinking of a different phrase. Focusing solely on treating her illness. Who had completely abandoned playing with his daughter and developing a relationship with her. To focus solely his full faculties toward treating her illness. All right. Oh yeah, about the word toward. I only looked it up the other day, but apparently, towards is British. Toward or towards. You can see there was it's a search history. Both spellings are correct and mean the same thing. But toward without the S is preferred in the US and in other English countries such as the UK and Australia, it's with the S. So because most localization efforts are based off of English, based off of American English, we have to go without the S. Apparently, that's the thing. I just looked it up the other day. Now you know. Okay, 普段は淡白で無感動、病院の看護師たちに味抜き昆布とか、滅菌顔とか密かに不明なあだ名をつけられているほどなのだが、ミコちゃんに満を持して遺伝子治療の説明をするときに涙を一筋こぼし、病院のスタッフに激震を走らせていた。Normally, he was a 淡白で無感動。He had an indifferent personality. An indifferent person. Indifferent personality, and he seemed to have he normally seemed indifferent and unimpressed with much. Unimpressed. There's a lot of words here. Tobias, hello. Hi. I think I've never seen it without S. Didn't know that it existed without S. Mayo. Why are you back with the mayo questions? Would you ever eat a spoonful of mayonnaise? Not by itself. If it was together with something. Like, why am I answering this? Like, okay, in Hong Kong we have this thing which is like a shrimp, but it's like fried shrimp, or like fried like a crab claw, and then it goes really well. Yeah, these things. Yeah, these things. Like this. And then we'll eat it with mayo. So I guess I could put more mayo on it. Put a whole spoonful of mayo on it and eat it like that, I guess. He normally seemed indifferent and... What's blasé? I like the fancy words, if you can't tell. So you won't eat mayo with me. Okay, so there are two different ways that sentence could be taken. Okay, man, like, there are two different ways, and one way is physically impossible considering that we're in different countries. The other way, I'm not sure I want to consider. What the fuck? Apathetic. Let's go with blasé. I like the fancy words. Ooh. He normally seemed indifferent and blasé about everything, which caused the nurses to secretly refer to him using unflattering nicknames such as tasteless kombu and what does that even mean? What does this even mean? Fried crab meat sounds really good. It looks really good too, doesn't it? I mean, if you cook it nice, then it tastes really good. I love it. So tasteless kombu I understand, because kombu is supposed to be tasteful. That's why the Japanese use it to make stock for soup. So if it's tasteless, then yeah, that sucks. But what is a sterilized face? どういうこと？滅菌顔。How do you have a sterilized face? What is going on? I don't understand what is how do you have a sterilized face? I don't understand it in Japanese either, so I'm not sure how I can translate it in English, so let's just leave it like that, I guess. What is a sterilized face? I like it because he's a hospital director, so I want to keep it because of the reference, but I don't understand it either. You really want to make people look up for words, right? Yeah. Come on, man. You have to thank me. Thank me for expanding your vocabulary. I like how chat sometimes go on these weird tangents. I do too. Perhaps your face is black, cleaned of any emotion. Yeah, basically, yeah, I guess. Like, I mean, you can sort of get what it means, but it's just, I've never heard this before. I've never called anyone a sterilized face. Though then again, I don't really insult people much, but you know, that could be a thing. There you guys go. I have taught you an insult. Now you can go and use it on people. みきちゃんに満を持して、what is 満を持する? I searched this up. 満を持する。Watch for an opportunity to wait until the time is ripe. みきおちゃんに満を持して遺伝子治療を説明するときに涙。Okay, so when he finally got everything, in order and explained and reviewed the genetic treatment plan to Mikio-chan,涙一筋こぼし a trail of tears trickled down his face, sending the entire hospital staff into a furor. 激震 severe earthquake. Is the word furor used correctly? Let's double check, because again, it's another word I like because it sounds fancy, but I'm not quite sure. Into a craze. Fears a hectic outburst. Yeah, that sounds about right. Doctor-like face, lack of emotion, and tears like other guys are saying. Tobias, why'd you call it a doctor-like face? Now you make it sound like all doctors look like that. I don't think it's actually an insult. Is it not? It's being put as an insult, unflattering nickname. I don't know. It's whatever. Blank, not black. Oh dear, you're gonna get cancelled, Mayo. You're gonna get cancelled. そんな人の13年に及ぶ地道な研究の末に実出される遺伝子治療は安全確実万全迅速で治療開始から3週間後にはもう退院して自宅療養に入り転入先の中学の先生を始めることになったのだ。めでたいということで、I'm gonna finish translating this paragraph and basically talk a little bit about it. そんな人の人生this treatment that took 13 long years to develop was entirely safe, completely effective, and super quick acting. Three weeks after starting treatment, Mikio-chan was could already be discharged and her father into a middle school for her to transfer into. めでたい Also, that ends well. Okay, now let's talk about this a little bit, right? Let's talk about this a little bit. Basically, as I said at the start, like, I expected this paragraph, I expected this chapter to go into like gene therapy and everything. We're gonna have to look it up and research it. I thought the author was gonna go into details of this because he usually goes into details with the superpowers and everything. But basically, what he did here is wave the author's wand and basically go, done. we're done with this. We're done with this this setting. Let's move on. When I first read this, I was like, oh my god, seriously. But it works. Normally, that's a terrible thing to do, right? Normally, that's terrible writing. Like, you set up a character with like a big problem, and that bounds them, that restricts them from doing something. And then if you wave the author's wand and just deal with it away, there's all those things about like it's not deserved, it doesn't feel like there's no like the weight is not there and all that. Normally, that's what it would say, but I feel like in this work, it works. In this series, it works just because of the overall tone of the series, with how unserious it is, like with how, Sago can basically solve everything with his telekinesis, with strangely enough, I feel like in this series, this proverbial author's wand works. And it just kills me. I love it. It's hilarious. Sate. So moving on. The author's just done. We're not dealing with this anymore. She is now well. 8 chapters later, she is now suddenly well. Let's move on. So bad. 鋭く冷えた空気が鼻先を凍らせる12月。中学転入 and did you notice? A middle school to transfer into. Did you notice? 中学転入の翌日に控えたみきょちゃんはしげじが運転する車で天の岩戸にやってきていた。面通しと拠点の紹介のためだ。When you realize the extent of Sago's powers, it can be really scary sometimes. How are you not scared constantly? He can literally split the planet apart, man. I think there was talk about how his powers can reach all the way to Mars. How are you? If you're the type to be scared of him, just be scared all the time, The cold biting air. 鋭く冷えた空気がLet's go. December rolled around and the air turned cold and biting. 中学転入を翌日に控えたミカちゃんはしげじ。The day before her transfer. Hold on. She's being transferred into school in December? At least wait until the winter holiday is over. What can you do in December? That's ridiculous. I hope she doesn't have to take the winter exams, like the semester exams in December. That would be terrible. Oh dear. Not only is his ability at a world-destroying level, but he can also remove the abilities of others that might be able to stop him. Well, he wouldn't give abilities to anyone who would be against him, right? So technically, he is a tyrant. Technically, you could say that. The day before her transfer, Shigeji drove Mikio-chan to Ama no Iwato. The only context I have about this is the last 2 paragraphs. I can't say much about it. It's a whole series. You can, if you enjoy this, you can go check out the whole series. To introduce her to everyone and show her around the place. ミキオちゃんはタイムレディとバーニンガールが刺繍されたキャラもののバッグを肩から下げ、 黒のコートに白手袋、革のブーツ、マフラーに耳当てまでつけて、服の下には北海道という重装備である。全身のコーディネート代は締めて20万円。うわ、俺の外出着の10倍だ。なんだかんだ年の大病院の院長に一人娘だからみんなにはいい。顔が悪いが。Alright. So this is a paragraph that's introducing how Mikio-chan looks like now. Mikio-chan was shouldering a backpack されたキャラのもの。Shouldering a backpack, sewn in. How do you talk about character backpacks? It's suddenly not coming to mind. Like a Doraemon backpack, right? Like with shouldering. Like a Doraemon backpack would be a backpack that is displaying Doraemon. With prints. A backpack with prints. All over. With printed. So print, I think, the word that we're looking for. Gamer bag. So because the word is we're showing a backpack, blah 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 blah, with designs of Time Lady and Burning Girl. Blah 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 blah. So it's like Avengers. Okay, let's talk about Avengers backpack, like a dimensional backpack or something. No. Like a normal children's backpack, right? So let's talk about a backpack with Avengers. Say it's a backpack with Iron Man and Captain America. Because I like to be controversial. So it would be a backpack bearing Iron Man and Captain America designs. Is that how you'd say it? Is that how you would say it? If you had to choose one, would you pick cat girls, dog girls, rabbit girls, etc.? I think you can just say Doraemon backpack. Yeah, see, like you can say that. You can say the Doraemon backpack because it's like that. Because there's this one Doraemon. But here, in this case, we're having Time Lady and Burning Girl. So there are two. It gets a bit bulky, the sentence. If you say like an Iron Man and Captain America backpack. Can you say that? Can you say that? What do you think? I don't dislike it. I don't dislike it. Let's do that. To answer Mayo's question, honestly, like when you ask the question, now I can't imagine them without without the Hololive characters. Now, if you ask me if I prefer cat girls, dog girls, or rabbit girls, to me it just sounds like I have to choose between Korone Okayu and I don't know. I don't know, man. It's a personality thing, isn't it? I don't know, man. Yeah, you can. Okay, sure. Let's take that. Showing a backpack, 黒のコートに had on a black coat, was wearing a black coat, white gloves. She's wearing gloves, so fancy. Who wears gloves? Nobody wears gloves unless if it's winter. Okay, well, okay, yeah, it's winter. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I was imagining like white gloves. When I wear white gloves, I was thinking like Sebastian from Black Butler. Kawano boots, leather boots, muffler, a scarf, muffler に耳当て, earmuffs. Okayu? Half of them have Kankura alternates. Really? Kankura alternates? I mean, Tama-chan, right? The Tamaki. I don't really watch Tamaki much, I guess. Tobias Taishin's a huge Hololive fan from what little I know about him. Apparently I am. Apparently I am. Jusobi, fully equipped. Yukio-chan had showed up fully equipped with a this, with a tiny little backpack, a black coat, white gloves, leather boots, a scarf, earmuffs, and even hot packs underneath her clothes. Hokkaido. Is that what you guys call it? Hot packs. That is not what we're looking for. No. Let's close. You. Tell me. There we go. Heat pads? You guys call them heat pads. Buy heat pads. Just to see if that's what it is. Heating pads. Disposable heat pads. Is that what they call them? That's a different thing. That's a different thing. That's for muscle pain. No, I want something that's if it's cold and you want to stay warm. Stay warm in Japanese winter. There we go. Heat packs. Okay. Heat packs, I guess. There we go. Heat packs. Heat packs underneath her clothes. There we go. I mean, like half of the Hololive girls have a cat girl outfit. Yeah, it's true, but it's not the same, is it? It's not the same, is it? They're other designs with cat ears slapped on. It's different from Okayu who is a cat. It's different. Like Kaiju got cat ears on her birthday, but like you wouldn't. Kaiju is still a dragon at the end of the day. Like you wouldn't call her a cat just because she has cat ears. Like Gura is still a shark at the end of the day. Although I don't watch her much, but I know she likes to stream with the cat ears. But she's still a shark at the end of the day, right? So it's different, man. It's different. Hand warmers. So if it's hand warmers, it's sort of like they're supposed to warm your hand. And like, what about other parts of your body? Like these are things that she's putting underneath her clothes, like she's sticking them on. Stick. So like, I think I like this one, which is less specific. So yeah, let's do that. 全身のコーディネート代は締めて20万円。Her entire outfit cost a total of 20万円. And because a lot of you guys are American, let's just do that. JPY to USD. Because I'm nice like that. What are you doing? 1,800. 1,800. Fuck. Which was 10 times how much my own. More expensive than my own. So that we don't use the word outfit again. There we go. Hot patches might work. Honestly, I'm just gonna do this one because we looked it up. I know there's no like one single correct word for it. So it's, for me, it's basically, if somebody calls it this, if there are even some people calling it this, then I'm fine with that. Let's move on. I'm not selling the damn thing, so I don't have to worry about like like the SEO of the name. So America for the win. Come on, Tobias. Okay. なんだかんだ都心の大病院の院長に一人娘だから身なりはいい。The end of the day, she was still the single daughter of a hospital director who the director of a hospital, a large hospital in the middle of Toshin of a large city, of an urban center. Damn, that outfit is more than my whole wardrobe. I know, right? I know, right? What time is it there in Hong Kong, by the way? The current time in Hong Kong is, as you can see here in the bottom corner. It's now 10:22 a.m. How much is my wardrobe? Let me see. This is. I'm just gonna multiply this. Multiply by 7.8. Fuck! Shit, man. That's expensive. Fuck. I wear shirts that are like $100 and I have like 7 shirts. So I'm closer to you, Pork Chow, I guess. God damn. What the fuck? If I had that much money, I'll buy like I'll buy another gaming computer. I already have a gaming computer. I'll buy another gaming computer. Then I can do 2 computer streams. No, it's fine. 一人娘だから身なりはいい。how do you do 身なり? 身なり. It's her physical appearance, her personal appearance. At the end of the day, she was still the single daughter of the director of a large hospital in the middle of a metropolis. So, her personal appearance was great. Was good. Good? Is good the best word here? I'm not sure. Good. Let's see if we can find something that's a bit more specific. Was impressive? No? So this ties into the next sentence, which is sort of a joke. So her complexion wasn't good. Okay, so these two we will need to tinker. But basically it's a joke where it's like it's good, but it's not good. So we will have to let's see if we can think of a better way to do this. They can make way more money if they use those portals for business, like a comment on the last chapter mentioned. Yeah, I saw the comment, but like, yeah, they're not really strapped for money anymore. I don't think, not really, and that's not really what Zago wants. Zago is not the type who would play a sim, like a city sim. That's definitely not him. So, oh well. Hello! Hey, how are you doing? Welcome to the daily life of random Taishi wisdom. Oh, Taishi the Great, what art thou wisdom hath for 'tis day? Better grammar? What is your wisdom have for this day? Yeah, better grammar, please. I'm sorry. We could go back and talk about... Yeah, okay, so here. We talked about this earlier today. The word toward and the word towards is apparently only British people and Australian people use the word towards with the S, and Americans use it without the S. So there you go. There's your today I learned. So don't use it. So don't use it with the S. Because most localization efforts are based on American English. I'm sure they're rolling in paper, but after a certain point, don't rich people just collect money for fun? That's yeah, I know, but that's not Sago. Sago's more interested in just actually having fun, playing with people, which sounds worse. His idea of having fun is playing with children and making them have fun. So it sounds terrible. All right. Here, let's maybe combine the two, I guess. Although her complexion wasn't the best, her personal appearance was. Okay, all these words are a bit too much. It's all bit too much. Her physical appearance was August. It's a bit too much. Although her complexion wasn't the best, her physical appearance was extraordinary. It's a bit too much. Here, this is probably a bit better. Was neat. was fab. Was quite impeccable. See, but then the joke doesn't really get through much, does it? It's not that. Maybe okay instead of good. Although her complexion wasn't okay, her personal appearance was definitely okay. Yeah, actually, I kind of like that. His idea of fun is like, thank you for your wisdom. Pork chop, you are welcome. You are welcome. I actually like that. Thank you, Ruby. 箱入りお嬢様はしげじが車のサイドミラーで前髪を整えている間、物珍しげに天の岩戸の入り口の地下階段の隅に置いてある観葉植物の葉っぱを触っていた。昔ババアがおやつ用に買ってきた。話にしている品物収録地。Hold on. Rapids? What is rapids? We'll look that up later. 思い出した時に適当に水をやりしてるだけでまともに世話していないのだがよく座ってくれている。Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so the focus of this sentence is Mikyo-chan, not Shigeji. So let's get the thing about Shigeji out of the way. As Shigeji fixed his hair, fixed his bangs using the side mirror in the car, the Hakoiri Ojo-sama girl who had been living a sheltered life物珍しげにcuriously checked out the 観葉植物 decorative plant standing beside the entrance to Ama no Iwato. Do we have everything? So we have the thing about Shigeji being in the car and checking out the side mirror and fixing his bangs. Come on. Imagine an old man looking into a side mirror in a car and fixing his bangs. God, Shigeji. God, why do you have to do this? 物珍しげに、curiously 天の湯との入り口の地下階段の隅に、standing in a corner of the staircase that led underground to Yep. Okay. That's it. We have all that. Cloudberry Wiggle. Yo. And so chat continues down the weird route. Go down all the weird routes you want. I'm here of you. Old man is basically future Gintama. Pretty much. He's got white hair. 昔ババがおやつThis is what made me laugh. But it was a this. No, not this. Rapis. What is a rapis? Rapis. So it's a palm, is it? So species of fan palm. But that's a Rapis excelsa. Is there a word for just... Okay, let's just look at Rapis. Surprisingly, the first Wikipedia that we check out today is not about gene therapy. It's Rapis. What is Rapis? The species are commonly known as lady palms. They're fan palms. Should we call them rapis or should we call them lady palms? Let's call them lady palms. It was a lady palm. Papa to snack on. There we go. That was the joke in the sentence. Guy still got style even if he's old. Oh man, this old man has so much style. He has all the style. I'm new here. Well, welcome. Welcome, Cloud. My mind. Low. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Include both in this. I want is the story progress. Yeah, so that's basically what I'm doing. That I bought ages ago for Baba to snack on. 思い出した時に適当に水やりしているだけでまともに We only watered it every once in a while when it occurred to us. And basically did nothing else to take care of it. But it was still growing strong for some reason. I mean, I feel like this is basically how a lot of people are with their plants, isn't it? Like if you suddenly decide, like, I want to grow something, I have a plan, like for example in your office, right? And you have a like little thing, and then you put it to the side, and you basically forget all about it. Sometimes you look at it and you're, oh hey, let's give it some water, and it's still there for some reason. You know, sometimes plants are just like that. Mayo asks, is this a professional or a fan translation? This is a fan translation in that I'm not getting money for it. I'm just doing it completely on my own time and with no money. It is professional in that I guess I'm a pro. I'm not sure about calling myself a pro, but it is a fan translation in that I am a paid I am a translator who gets paid for doing translations. But like not this one. I'm not getting paid to do this one. So yeah. I don't know a single thing about Japanese, but I'll stay and watch. Thank you. Okay, let's see. みきおちゃんは13年生きてきて病院の敷地外に出たのは両手で数えられる程度だという長い闘病生活を終えこれから自由に出かけられるのだがどうもピンときていないらしく居心地悪そうに身をかしこまらせていた During the 13 years that Mikyo-chan had been living in the hospital, she had She had left the premises number of times that Mikio-chan had left the premises during her 13 years of hospital life could be counted on both hands. There we go. Did you see? We went through three. Here, actually, let's bring it back. We went through three iterations of the same sentence when more and more of the details came through, right? Like, so first it's just we only knew that it was 13 years that she had been living in a hospital. I mean, it's not that we know. It's first we know that the sentence was talking about the fact that she had lived for 13 years in the hospital, right? Mikio-chan wa 13 年. So that's 13 years. Mikio-chan 13年生きてきて so living 病院の so living in a hospital, right? And then when there's more information 敷地外に出た so this leave the premises. She had left the premises. So then this structure is not conducive towards talking about leaving the premises, right? She had left the premises only because only number of times can be counted on both hands. This is the way that is being used to describe how many times she had left the premises, right? So first we added this to talk about leaving the premises, but once it became clear that what was being used to count the times that she had left the premises is the number of times that can be counted on both hands, the phrase, the number of times that can be counted on both hands, the entire sentence had to be rephrased once again. And so this is what we end up at the end. So yeah, that's basically translation in a nutshell. It's just when more information comes through for the sentence, the entire sentence, the structure of the entire sentence has to be reviewed sometimes. So yeah. Tashi, what's the weirdest sentence you've ever translated in a light novel? I don't know about weird sentence. What do you mean by weird sentence? I mean, like, there's like weird things that happen in light novels, which is probably not new news. Do you mean like it had a weird grammar structure, or like what I hate the most is sentences with jokes. I hate sentences with jokes so much. I mean, like, I love jokes. I really, really love jokes. And I really love series that have jokes. Like, that's, for me, like, it's the same thing when I watch anime, too. Like, I need, like, when I watch anime, I really need one that has jokes. And it has that levity in it. I need it. I absolutely need it. So when I pick series to translate, I also need series that have jokes. But I hate translating the jokes. Sometimes it just doesn't work, does it? As I'm sure you guys knew from last week's stream, when I was translating the L and the R, like they got their transformation rings, right? And like the one on the left hand and right hand, there's like an L and an R to differentiate. And then like the source text is like, so it has an L. So is this Migi? It was. And I was just, you saw me just sitting here just going like, how the fuck do I translate this? In English it has an L, so of course it's left, but they're talking Japanese. They're like, oh, this is L, so is this left or right? You know, like I could go on and on about complaining about jokes, but I guess that would be it. I assume that jokes usually don't translate well. Oh, so badly. As a fellow low-grade translator, I hate translating jokes, especially puns in Japanese. No. Does that happen much when live translating? By live translating, I assume you mean when I'm translating for the VTubers while they stream. Every once in a while, not often. Because wordplay, well, maybe it's just the kinds of people that I've translated for. They don't usually use wordplay much. Like for example, Kaicho, right? Kaicho almost never ever uses wordplay. She does every once in a while, and when she does, it's like a whole thing. Like for example, you remember Nekomata? Oh god. See, like this was a thing, right? This was a whole thing, and when that came up, I basically added a TN, basically, right? TN Okazu means, you know, like, what was it I said? Something like material too, or something. So like when it happens on stream, then I can at least put the TN, but like that was an easy one. That was an easy one, right? And afterwards it's Kiryo. Kiryo Koko becomes Kiryo Shiko, right? That one's also sort of easy to translate. But thankfully, she doesn't really use wordplay all that much. I cannot imagine what I'm gonna do if I ever translate for someone who uses wordplay. You know what? I know what I'd probably do. I would probably just not translate that line. I would just probably just let my fingers stop, because it's not doable. Okazu, see, no, that is actually a better word for it than what I used. I remember I cut off the word like that because I remember there was a meme of someone drawing like someone hold on a meme of someone drawing Okayu holding on to the mast of a ship. So I remember that's what I did. This is a better translation. This is a better translation for the word okazu. But yes, I hate translating jokes. It takes ages. It takes so long. Colloquial metaphors don't really translate through any language. What's a colloquial metaphor? What is a colloquial metaphor? And that's close to Rapis. Not sure what a colloquial metaphor is, but like if it's like jokes based on Japanese culture, then thankfully, at least in this fan work, I can put in translator notes. Basically, I love translator notes. I love translator notes so much. All right, moving on. 長い闘病生活を終え Fighting against an illness を終えこれから自由に出かけられるのだがどうも blah 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 blah. So with this daga, it means like but, or however. So this is always a good place to consider cutting off the sentence, because as always, the rule is cut off the sentence where you can when translating from Japanese to English. Always, at least consider it. After long years of fighting against her illness, she was now finally free. 自由に出かけられる She was now finally free. So here it says 自由に出かけられる free to go outside. But here I think it would still work fine if we generalize that a little bit, where it's not just about her being free to go outside, it's just her just being free. Freedom. Oh, say, can you say? どうもピンときて。However, ピンときていないらしく、she seemed somewhat she's sort of curling up in her, so she's huddled up. She has her shoulders like stooped, I guess. Colloquial wordplay metaphor is wordplay puns. Yeah. No, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. She seemed reserved. Let's see. Not really. Not withdrawn. She's feeling out of her depths, you know, like. So like when you're feeling out of your depth, you don't have your like when you're totally comfortable and you're fine, you throw your shoulders back, right, and you stand up straight and your chin is up, right. Like this is the opposite of that. This is the opposite of everything that I just said. So you know your shoulders are slumped, and like you're sort of like huddled up. So that's what we're going for. So it's not necessarily withdrawn or unfriendly. What? Okay. What is the word for that? What is the good word for that? No, nothing here looks good. Nothing here looks good. Then we just think about it ourselves. However, she seemed... How about just somewhat out of her depths. Still unused. However, she seemed somewhat uncomfortable, as if still unused to the change in her circumstances. Something like that, I guess. Would you be interested in the role of lowly connoisseur? I am not sure what that means. Lowly connoisseur would be calm, right? Or kemochi toya. What is a role? Similar idioms like kill two birds with one stone or break a leg, that kind of thing. Break a leg sucks like shit, but kill two birds with one stone is amazing because there is a direct Japanese equivalent. So, yeah, that's one idiom I like. That's my bro. I like kill two birds with one stone. That I like. やがてしげじが髪をバッチリ決めて地下階段を降りてくると、みきおちゃんはしげじの袖を握った。不安そうに見上げてくるみきおちゃんにしげじは微笑み、骨ばっか手で頭を優しく撫でる。おじいちゃん力の高まりを感じる。The role? The role on Discord. Nah, I'm good. I had it before, like for the shortest time, and I got pinged for the weirder things. So no, I'm good. やがて、soon enough. やがて、so soon enough, eventually, you know, so yeah, before long. So if you want it, here's my like. Off the top of my head, here's the list of the words that I would use for yagate. So there's soon enough, there's before long, And what was the last one I said? In no time at all. And eventually. There you go. These are all options. And you have to pick them based on the context. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Soon enough, Shigeji got his hair exactly how he wanted it. What a diva. I wanted it. And descended the stairs to the bar. Mikyo-chan gripped his sleeve anxiously. 不安そうに見上げてくるミカちゃんは、The old man smiled gently down at her and placed his bony hand on her head to give her a few and gave her head a few pats with his bony hand. Yeah. おじいちゃん力の高まりを感じる。Oh dear, how do I translate this? Is off the charts. His grandfather's meter is off the charts. Yeah, let's do that. That's fine. This stream was so when I joined. I hope I have fixed that problem. Have a good day. Alright, you have a good day. And it's almost 5 over here, so I'm gonna sleep. Alright, see ya Ruby. Thanks for dropping by. And see ya Mayo. I don't know if you have made it unsay so, but sure. Thanks for coming though. よし、ベルの音とともに入店してきた2人を冠城さんと翔太くん、俺が出迎える。イグとトカちゃんはクマさんをドライバー役にして、ニコサルくんきき何これ何これニコWhat is this? This is a thing. This is a thing. What is this? はニコサル軍団It is a thing. Monkey army. Okay. It's a thing. Let's look at pictures. It's a monkey academy, is it? Okay. Okay, I guess. 見に日帰り旅行に行っているため不在だ。みきおちゃんはすでにアマテラスに加入しているから改めて紹介する必要もない。ただし、冠城さんとは初対面だ。初対面だ。OK. Let's see. The two of them entered the store, pushed the door open, walked into the store along with the ringing of the doorbell. The door chimed. The door chime rang. There are two things here that are the door chimes, right? Doorbells, right? I'm heading out. Reximus, thank you. Thank you for coming. So there are two things that are door chimes, right? There's there's one where you ring it when you want people inside to know, like that's your doorbell, you know, buzz, and like that's a postman. It's like here's, you know, your delivery's here, you know, like that's the doorbell. Then there's a thing where like stores have where when you push open a door, like they have a thing on the door which like goes ring 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 ring, to indicate that people have come in. What is that thing called? Is that called a door chime? See, even they're mixing it up. What do you call the thing that rings when you step into a store? That's not what I want. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. No, I don't. Not the alarm thing. None of this is what I want. What the? Why? Google, you suck. Finally got you live. Let's. Hello. I think I joined a bit late. It's fine. It doesn't really matter because we're just translating here, so you don't. I mean, you need the context to understand the story, but you don't really need any context to just understand the translation. Not just to understand my pain. Okay, what do you call? Okay, let's. First idea. First question for you. What do you call the thing that rings when you step into the store? Like you push open the door, and at the top of the door, there's like a thing that goes ring, 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 so that all the store employees can know that you came in. What do you call that thing? It's a door chime, isn't it? Store. Entry alert. You don't have to call it entry alert. That makes it sound so aggressive. No, that's not what I want. No. What do you call it? Really? Honestly? Huh. Yeah, something like this. Door chime. Door chime, is it? Shop bell. A presence sensor. Screw you. You're done. You're done. You can leave now. You're okay. You can leave now. It's getting a bit late here, so I'm gonna go to sleep. Had fun watching for a bit. Good night, everyone. Good night, Cloud. Thank you for dropping by. Door chime, I think. It's door chime. Walked into the store along with the ringing of the door chime. How do we wanna rephrase the sentence? The door chime rang as the two of them walked into the store. Kaburagi-san, Kaburagi-san, Shota-kun and I were standing in wait. There to welcome the two of them. Standing in welcome as the two of them walked in. Nope, then there's no space to talk about the door chime. pushed open the door, setting off the door chime. The sensor that triggers the sound is called that. Google if you do not believe me. No, what are you talking about? It's this sort of thing. There's no sensor. It's this. It's this like ling 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 thing. This thingy. Although I guess you're talking about like, oh, you're talking about like for konbini, for like convenience stores. Okay, yeah, okay. That's too high tech. I mean, technically you're right. I'm sorry for dissing you. Technically you're right, but that's not the kind that we're looking for. Got demukaeru. So we're waiting in welcome to greet them. Greeted them. We're there to greet them. Nah. Waiting welcomingly. The two of them walked in this, pushed the door open, and walked into the store. So there are three things that are happening here, right? Three things, right? The people standing in welcome. They're walking into the store or pushing the door open. So it's an alternative way of saying the same thing. And the door chime going off. How can how can we combine these three things into one sentence, or can we break them up into different sentences? That is what we're struggling with here. It's an old school style with a bell that rings as you enter. That's called shopkeeper's bell. Apparently, yep. I saw that somewhere. Here. Actually, all of them call that, huh? Vintage shopkeeper's bell. Actually. Yeah. Actually, I like that. Ramen! Someone mentioned lolly. You're very late for the lolly discussion. And it was only for a short time. And the answer to the question was no. What the question was? Nah. Of them. The door open, setting off the shopkeeper's bell. When they walked in, they found I like that. I like that. I like that. Yes. Brilliant. Epiphany. Yes. So it's the same thing, but we rephrased it. By rephrasing, we gained the subject for another sentence. We have earned the right to have another sentence. Yes. I've arisen. Good to be here. Okay. イクとトウカちゃんはクマさんをドライバー役にして、イク and トウカちゃん were out for the day as they were on a day trip visiting this other thing. What was it? Yes. 日光猿軍団 Monkey Army Theater. Visit Nikko. All you need to know before visiting. Oh, that's not very high, is it? That's not. It's generally very good, huh? Generally very good. Pictures. Okay, so it's a place. It's an entertainment place with lots of monkeys. Okay. Monkey. Theater. Kuma-san driving. And I should probably put a footnote for this. Oh, it's been a while since we put a footnote, isn't it? Quite a while. Nikko Saru Gundan. And let's see if they have like a company thing. In this theater and park you can see trained monkeys in plays and comical sketches, a modern evolution of a traditional Japanese street performance. And amusement. I was about to call it an amusement park, but it's not exactly an amusement park, is it? Nikko. Also, Nikko's name of the area. Hey. An entertainment place? A tourist location. Trained monkeys. Okay. You're in plays and do comical sketches, I guess. There we go. In the style of traditional Japanese street performances. There we go. And then let's include a link to it. Nikko Saru Gundan. There we go. Apply. Done. Boom. Yeah. Hello, Taishi. How many words for this chapter? Attraction, a tourist attraction. Sure, thank you. How many words for this chapter? I don't know how to answer that. Is there a way to quickly see how many words there is? No, probably not. I don't know. If you mean compared to the previous chapter, here, look at this thing. So it's longer. So that means this chapter is shorter than the previous chapter. I don't usually count the number of emoji because I work in Google Docs and it's like this. So I don't usually count the number of emoji. Though I know some translators, they bill according to emoji. And so for some translators, the number of emoji is extremely crucial to the project. But I don't really do that because for me, I usually translate an entire book. So what I count is by page, basically. And like for me, here, let me see. Ooh, no, there's like secret stuff. You can't look. Do I have it here? No, I don't have it here. Here, okay. Black Seminar, right? Black Seminar. So, for example, Black Seminar, we're releasing it in a total of 12 parts. So what I would do is I take the total number of pages or lines. I don't actually know what this number is. Take the total number here and I divide it by 12, and then I find like a place that's close to that number where it makes for like a good place to cut off. You see? And then I just translate the entire thing. So I don't really count the emoji, basically. Yeah. There are pages that inform you of this. Copy paste the document in Word and then go to tools and use word count. Yeah, I mean, I could, but it wouldn't mean anything to you, would it? It wouldn't mean anything. Here. So I can do this. And I can do this. There you go. It's 4,688 emoji, but it doesn't really mean anything to you, does it? It doesn't mean anything, to be honest. So, anyways. Japanese do not use spaces generally, so Google Docs and such similar pages struggle with word count. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why I said emoji, which is character count, not word count. So yeah. People bill based on the emoji, based on the number of characters. Yosh. みきおちゃんはすでにアマテラスに加入しているから改めて紹介する必要もない。ただし、冠城さんとは初対面だ。Because Mikyo-chan was already a member of Amaterasu, there was no particular need to... This doesn't make sense. Because she's already a member of Amaterasu, there was no need to introduce her again. Which doesn't make sense because here, let me do the other sentence and then you can see what it means. However, this was her first time meeting Kaburagi-san. So it's also her first time meeting Ig and Kuma-san, isn't it? Like she's never met these two before either. So this doesn't really make sense. So let's change this a little bit. Because Mikyo-chan had already met Toka-chan before. あったっけ Has she met Toka-chan? I think Toka-chan never actually got to her, did she? Oh yes, she did. After they jumped off the roof, and then Toka-chan hugged her. Was no need to introduce. There was no need to introduce her to Toka-chan again because the two had met before, but had already met before. But today was the first time that Mikyo-chan was meeting Kaburagi-san in person. Yep, okay, let's do that. Sign the screen don't need. Found a way copied to the dock. I'm late. Good morning, Taishi and everyone. Hey, Penguin. Good morning, motherfucker. How you doing? ようこそアマテラスへ歓迎するわ。Sorry. ようこそアマテラスへ歓迎するわ。Welcome to Amaterasu. We welcome you. It sounds weirder in English. Hold on. It sounds weirder in English. This sounds like a cult. Nope. Let's not do this. Welcome to Amaterasu. Let's do that. That's a bit better. We welcome you. Okay. Hey. This is one example of how direct translation does not work. Like how direct translation gives a different nuance, a different image. Because yokoso means welcome, right? Yokoso Disneyland, like welcome to Disneyland. Then kange suru. So suru means like this is a verb, right? So the verb, what is the verb doing? The verb is welcoming someone. It's to be welcoming. So like technically in English, this and this is both the word welcome. So in this case, it would be like welcome to Amaterasu. We welcome is again, there's no subject. So it's I or it's we, like, welcome you. Like also the word you is not here. This is just a verb, literally. This is like a thing at the end of the sentence that just adds character. So it's literally just a verb. Kange suru, like to welcome. So we have in the English we would have to add the subject and the object by ourselves. So then it would the object is obviously Mikyo-chan, because Mikyo-chan is the one that's being welcomed, right? But the subject, the subject, it's either I or we, because it's coming from Kaburagi-san, right? If it's just I, then it sounds selfish, I guess. Maybe selfish is not the right word, but like she's sort of speaking on behalf of everybody. So it would be the plural, which is we. But then it just sounds like a call. Like, we welcome you. So here, this is better. There we go. It's like saying welcome to Amaterasu when you get bloody injected without your knowledge and kidnapped and tricked. Yeah, basically. That's how it usually is, isn't it? Isn't that how you enter everything? You're injected and you get kidnapped and tricked. That's how it is. what is it? You're addicted. You know you're addicted to VTubers when you start dreaming at night about Yago. I'm like, you're not addicted to VTubers then, man. Like you're just addicted to Yago. Yago isn't even a VTuber, man. You probably need to get that looked at. You're probably in trouble. Eh? Huh? よろしくお願いします。Thank you. I'm glad to be here. So again, this was not a direct translation, because yoroshiku onegaishimasu is not. I'm pretty sure if you're watching me, you know what yoroshiku onegaishimasu means and how it's absolutely untranslatable in English. So this entire thing is not directly translated. It's sort of like the point is to convey a sort of like a huh, and then a sort of like stumbling acceptance of the welcome, right? And then like yoroshiku onegaishimasu is sort of like I'll be in your care, right? It's sort of like you'll be taking care of me, sort of like an acknowledgement that you'll be in the other person's care, or you'll be under their you'll be basically under them, right? So here a sort of English equivalent would be just I'm glad to be here, and then add the uncertainty, and then so that's all the uncertainty there. There you go. My brain is fried. That's a pity. You just woke up, right? So drink your strawberry milk. Maybe that will wake you up. Also, I need to start a VTuber calling. I'm watching so much I can't really do much in my free time alone. Yeah, time control is important. Jensen, hi Jensen. Bro, I dreamed Yago told Kaicho that she can come back anytime. Don't do that to me, lol. Don't you do that to me. Don't. No. 改造セーラー服を着た冠城さんの視覚的先制攻撃でみきおちゃんが気を取っている。初対面でも一発で冠城さんが冠城さんだと分かったのだろう。How do I translate this? Oh dear. Okay, let's break this down. Let's get everything on the table. Let's put all the cards on the table and let's figure out how to put it into a sentence. Because a lot is happening in this sentence. First, 改造セーラー服を着た冠城さん。So let's do this first. It's modified sailor school uniform. 着た冠城さん。She's wearing that. 視覚的先制攻撃 a preemptive attack, a visual preemptive attack, right? And the Mikyo-chan is kyodoru. So it's not in the dictionary, I don't think. Kyodoru. Act suspiciously, behave in a strange way. That's not quite what we're going for. Not quite. So Mikio-chan is not acting suspiciously. She's sort of like awkward. She's stiff. Now, how to put this? Like basically, Kaburagi-san wearing a modified school uniform is a visual preemptive attack, and Mikio-chan does not know how to handle it or how to respond to it, right? How do we do this? Isn't it used to say nice to meet you? It is sometimes. It is. It could mean a lot of various different things. And many different things. So like the phrase nice to meet you is also a translation. Like, yoroshiku onegaishimasu is sort of like... Basically, it's what I said, right? Onegai suru is to ask someone for something. And yoroshiku, basically, yeah, yoroshiku onegaishimasu is sort of like you're saying that you are going to be under the care of someone. It's basically saying you will be taking care of me, but not in an acknowledging sort of way, instead of an ordering sort of way. So by acknowledging that you'll be under someone's care, then it's sort of, you're showing that you're humble, because, you know, like, oh, I'm lower than you, you know, I'll listen to you. So one way of translating that into English is sort of just the translation "nice to meet you" is also basically sort of like this, where they're translating more the emotion of the phrase, the context of what is being said. So it's not a direct translation either. So yeah, basically. Do you think translation can be a fun watch? Amazing. Thank you for saying that. But Lo says, it's fun to watch someone dying inside trying to translate Japanese jokes into English while maintaining both the context and a joke. That is basically the main draw of my streams. Yes. And I'm glad you like it, Lo. Doesn't that mean she's just being self-conscious? Well, the whole Japanese culture is about being self-conscious, isn't it? If you want to put it that way. The whole Japanese culture is about being more and more self-conscious. You have to be conscious of where you are standing in relation to everybody else. You have to read the room, which means you have to be conscious about how everybody else is feeling. It's all about being self-conscious in Japanese. Abdul says, how about I'm humbly under your care? See, that also could work, but that would be a voice thing. That would be a different voice. Like Mikio-chan would not say, like a middle school girl would not say, I'm humbly under your care. So it's a voice, it's a context thing. So that's why this freaking phrase, there's like there's a bajillion ways of translating it. And all of it would depend on literally just context and voice, basically. Let me see. Mika-chan found herself struggling for words under the impact of the visual preemptive attack of Kamunagi-san. We're modified. I guess this will suffice. 初対面でも一発で冠城さんだと分かったんだろう。She probably figured out that it was Kamunagi-san. Just one look. Kaburagi-san, time lady ですよね。Your Kaburagi-san, you know what? Let's flip it. You're a time lady, Kaburagi-san, right? Like that. So we keep some of the uncertainty. We keep some of the hesitation in there with the ellipsis, and we flip it because I feel like it, yeah. Kaburagi-san, time lady. So here, she's sort of like confirming that Kaburagi-san is time lady. Right, and then in English, if we are to preserve this, we would have to go your Kaburagi-san, your time lady, right? So like, we have to say the word your twice, and that would be repetitive. So it's similar. So we're doing something similar but slightly different, where we're making her like we're making it so that in her mind, like she's thinking it's time lady, but then like she's like, no, and this person has a proper name, Kaburagi-san, right? Eh, 質問に先回りして答えるけど、セーラー服を着てるのは可愛いからで、この皮整形で胸How to read this? 包協手術してるし作りこいよ。それと心は読んでないわ。一度このセリフ言ってみたかったのよね。なんで言いたかったの？ Oh dear, how are we gonna do this? Oh dear. Ha ha ha. A Japanese versus another in an apologizing contest. Let's just say il nico never end. I mean, that scene appears quite often in light novels, isn't it? Two characters apologizing to each other, and it doesn't end until a third character interrupts them. That's an illustration of the whole Japanese culture. There it is. That's right. 質問に先回りして答えるけど。And before you ask, I'm wearing this sailor uniform because it's cute. My face is この顔は整形。I have done plastic surgery to my face. My breasts were also enlarged with surgery, and this voice is 作り声。How do you translate 作り声? Is feigned. Is feigned the right word when she uses it often? This ko is for kokoro, right? Wouldn't it be the time lady? Well, no, because in this case, time lady is being sort of used as a nickname for it's sort of like Captain America or like Iron Man. It wouldn't be like the Iron Man or the Captain America. So in the same way, it's time lady. So yeah. This ko is for kokoro. So are you and then I'm not reading your mind. 一度このセリフ言ってみたかったのよね。I've always wanted to say this line. Okay, so here, 心を読む. This is another translation thing, basically. So in Japanese, it's reading your heart. Sort of like it doesn't, obviously it sounds weird when I say it out loud in English, right? Reading your heart, it doesn't work in English. So here it's reading your mind. So yes, heart and mind is sort of back and forth. It's a cultural thing, isn't it? Like where is your deepest thoughts? Is it in your heart or is it in your mind? I mean, now we know there's brain, there's neurology, blah blah blah. But it's a cultural thing, So there it is. I feel like we can improve this sentence a little bit more, right? My face is look at those results. Dear, oh dear. I have had surgery done to my face. Yeah, that looks about right. Taishi didn't acknowledge the Nico sound effect for bowing heads because it's not Nico, it's Peko Peko. What? I didn't know what you're talking about actually. It's Peko. It's Peko Peko. Nico is smiling. It's smiling. It doesn't. Tobias says, I appreciate how the author doesn't shame Kaburagi-san for having plastic surgery. Oh yeah. Some alliances have the in front of them, such as the Red Baron. That's true. Yeah, it's once in a while, I guess. Now that I think about it, Taishi's search history must look really weird. You have no idea. Every translation session I do, when I'm done, the search history looks really, really weird. Especially Dungeon Busters. Have you read the Dungeon Busters series? That one I had to translate. That one I have to translate restaurants. I have to look up like tons of restaurants, right? I have to translate the Knights Templar, and all the other knight orders. So like the Hospitaliers, the and I forgot the last one. The Order of St. John? I forgot what their name was. I had to translate, like he had, Shinosaki Sensei had so many references to real world politics. There's so many politics I had to look up. I had to look up Chinese history. He was mentioning Chinese history. I had to look up Korean election history, American election history. It's sometimes to translate. It's a whole translation. It's a hole. Basically, it's a hole that you fall into. Yeah, basically. Kokoro yomu doesn't that mean reading one's intentions? Well, it's reading someone's mind, basically. So, yes, it could mean reading someone's intentions. It could. Yeah. みきおちゃんは愕然としていて、冠城さんは悠然としている。Yeah, wordplay. Almost done with volume 2 of Dungeon Busters. It's pretty nice. Thank you for saying so. Let me tell you, the politics part was not fun to translate. It was a lot of weird ideas. Mikyo-chan was Mikyo-chan's astonishment cut a striking contrast to Kaburagi-san's composure. So here I have given up. I've given up trying to translate this joke because this is chosen. Chosen? No, gakuzen and yuzen. Okay, chosen is chosen, and this is gakuzen. Right? Okay. So this chosen, gakuzen. It's a joke because they're both zen, because they both end with the same character, you know, but like, you know, like fuck that. I'm not doing that. Screw it. わかる。俺も言ってみたい。けど、俺がやったら質問に先回りして答えるが、バーテンの服着てるのはバーテンダーだからだ。そんなことを質問しようと思ってないです。みたいなクソ恥ずかしい流れにしかならんぞ。What is... Okay, I'm trying to get my bearings here a little bit. One thing that keeps getting me is that Russia in the Donbass world is douche. I still can't get over it. That was partly on purpose, you know. That was partly on purpose. Like it it was partly on purpose. It was in line with what the author did for Russia. The author did Dushi Confederation. I forgot what the word for federation is. Kore. Kempo. That is what the author did for Russia. And this literally reads as Rushi. So, you know, if it's a country and you want to make it into an adjective, you add "ian" to it. So, there you go. There you go. Alright. I totally get it. I want to try saying it too. I want to see that. I want to say it too. けど、俺がやったら質問に先回りして答えるが、バーテンダーで服を着てるのはバーテンダーだから。I don't really get this one. Before you ask, the answers are okay, so we added that the answers are, and we added this part because of the joke here. 質問に先回りして答える。I can't tell what this ga means. Is it like 答えるがバーテンの服を着てるのはバーテンダーだから。Oh, I get it. I get it. But if to use the same format, only thing I have to say is, and before you ask, the, you know, we don't need this. I'm wearing this bartender uniform because I'm a bartender. Leading. Which Mikyo-chan would definitely respond with, I didn't ask. Wasn't going to ask. Ah, みたいなくそ恥ずかしい流れにしかならん。くそ恥ずかしい。It would be super embarrassing if this happened. Cringing, just imagining it. There we go. くそ恥ずかしい。Cringing means being very embarrassed. I don't know if I brought this up, but you updated the channel banner, right? Yes. Yeah. I wanted to do something for my channel. I wanted to do something so that it's clearer that it's both Taishi and Yoshiaki. So I commissioned an art of the two of them together. And while I was at it, I added this. Can you see my cursor? You can't see my cursor. Have I been without the cursor this entire time? Capture cursor. There we go. Put the cursor back. There. I've been streaming the entire day without the cursor. But here's the cursor. And this was something that I decided to add later on. And then these are like the books that I've translated. So I actually sent pictures to the commissioner artist person to put it onto the bookshelf. And then this is Yoshiaki's piano. And yeah. So yeah, that was a thing that I did. Okay, now that line sounded cringy. Yes. Everything about Saga is cringy, isn't it? Alright. 俺はわかるよな。高橋翔太 FK って呼ばれてる。ああ、俺はわかるよな。高橋翔太。うん。FK って呼ばれてる。うん。So this is you can tell who I am, right? Name's Takahashi Shota. Some call me Freezing Night. And this is another person who is cringy because it's Shota-kun and he is definitely in middle school. He's definitely in middle school second year. Freezing Night-san. 名字か名前で、いや、炎の使徒って呼んでくれ。先輩でもいいぞ。Call me by my last name. Yeah. No. Call me disciple. Disciple of the flame. Or senpai. Shut up. I love all these characters so much. All of these characters, I love them so much. Senpai にします。Then, 先輩。先輩。サインもらっていいですか？ Okay. Your autograph, please. I never noticed. I like the little references in the banner. Back から actually, you know what? This is a big paragraph, so let's call it quits for today. Let's call it quits for today. Since we only have like 7 minutes, and I'm not sure we can get through a whole paragraph. And this is a sort of a good place to end, isn't it? Already, right off the bat, we see Mikyo-chan's reaction to Shota and his 中二病です。Taishi, did you watch the Record of Ragnarok anime? No, I did not. I saw the reviews, they weren't all that good. Something about like the animation is not very high tier. And it's just GIFs is what I heard. So, I wasn't all that interested. Did you watch it? How was it? Henga says, I love how quirky the cast is. Me too. I love how they're all very, very like distinctive. Like this, Kurodome Sensei did a very, very good job making all of the characters have their own thing, their own shtick. They're all very different, and that's something I really, really like. And some light novel series have so many characters that they end up being sort of the same and saying the same things, but like I like how everybody is so different in this one. Yeah, I love this series, if you can't tell. So yeah, I might not be able to make it to the next few streams since I'm extremely busy this week. I'm sorry to hear that, but I understand. Real life always takes first, so take care of yourself. Definitely, that's always a thing. And but otherwise, that is probably it for today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a nice stream. Thanks for all your hard work. Thank you, Tobias. Thank you. The plot was good, but animation was like a Wii novel with still animation. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that. Then I have too much to watch already. Okay, look, I'm super busy nowadays because I'm trying to translate as much as possible for Kaisho streams. So I basically the only time I ever watch anything is when I eat food, and I eat food for like half an hour to 1 hour max. So I have at most 2 hours to watch things every day. So yeah, I'm not gonna use that precious. I'm still not caught up with Kaicho's streams, so I have to watch those too. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. All right, Park Travel, thanks. Thank you for your hard work. Have a good day and stay well. Thank you. You also. So everybody, I hope you have yourselves a wonderful day, no matter where you are. And if you're gonna go to bed soon, then good night, and I hope you sleep well. Alright, that's it for today. Next stream. Oh, right. Let's talk about the next stream, I guess, right? Next stream is piano stream on Thursday, 2 days later. And I'm going to be doing something a little bit different at the end of it. So you have to stay to the end of it. Alright, then. See you, everybody. Bye.